There is far more to literacy than reading and writing. It's about having the essential skills to get what you want out of life and to be a part of everyday society. Stuck for Words tells the story of people facing challenges and seizing the life that they lost out on. People trying to change their lives.
Like just thinking about, like I was 15 when I left school, came here and I done like a course, sewing and knitting. And then I went straight from there into the factory. And like 14 years later, I was still there.
And then you find that and the years has gone by and you're in a rut. And then you're saying you're in your 20s. Well, I'm not going to go anywhere now because this is all I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I know. Like, I would, only I had Zoe, I would have still be in a factory somewhere.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
And I know I would. I wouldn't have moved on.
Anita Hopkins is a 34-year-old single mother. She has lived in North Inner City Dublin her entire life. From an early age, Anita had problems with reading and writing. However, it wasn't until the birth of her daughter Zoe that she decided to address this and go back into education. Anita has been attending DALC, the Dublin Adult Learning Centre in Mountjoy Square for the past 3 years.
I will be careful. You be careful and blow. Well done. Blow, it's hot. Blow. Take your time. Well done. Growing up, I was very outgoing, and I look at Zoe now, like people to say, God, Zoe is every bar you growing up, like neighbours that live around. Did you say it's like you running around when you were younger? A lot of people now would say that to me. Like, she's every bar you need to, like, that's the way she talk and look at people, and she'd have a little cheeky answer, but I was like that myself. Sit up, Zoe. Now, Zoe, you have to sit down. Sit down on the chair and you'll see better. Look at the window. My attitude towards Zoe would be, she will not be like her mother leaving school. And I can guarantee that. There's no way. She'll stay in school, and I'd love to even see her going to college.
Ma, where are you?
I'm here, daughter.
I'm going.
Huh?
I'm not again.
Huh? Now, looking back, I hadn't got the interest of learning. I hadn't got the focus. Now, when I look back, I realise that I didn't focus at all in school. Oh, Lannis. Growing up, family, we were very close. Very, very close family. And still would be. I would be very close to Denise. I'd see her every day. Although she's married and has 3 kids now, I would see her every day.
Anita's sister Denise is a year older than her. However, unlike Anita, Denise has fond memories of her school days. She completed her education, passing her leaving cert. Denise has 3 children of her own. Her eldest daughter, Alanis, is particularly close to Anita.
When I was in school and you were asked for money for books, some girls would have it, some girls wouldn't. I'd be one of them that wouldn't. So I'd say to the teacher, say, Anita, have you got the money for the books? I'd say, my ma hasn't got it. I wouldn't be the only one. The other girls in the class, genuinely, their parents wouldn't have it.
See, the type my ma was, like, because I had the interest in school, my ma, it's try our best to get you what you want. And between me and Anita hadn't got the interest in school, so my ma didn't kind of spend money on books for her, you know, that way. But at that time, I suppose then you used to hear people saying, schooling is just not in the child. She doesn't have to do it if she doesn't really want it.
APT. You hadn't got the books, you were treated different to the people that had. You know what I mean? If you hadn't got the books, you didn't get what you needed in school. You just were kind of left sitting. And then you'd get frustrated, and then that's where the messing come in the class, and because I wasn't the only one sitting there.
Like, I'd always hear Anita saying, going to school, like, she wouldn't even bring a bag, or she'd put a pencil up her sleeve and off she'd go. That'd be it. You'd never see her coming in with a load of books or anything like that. And the time Anita was saying, when she said to the teacher, can she look into the girl beside her? And the teacher says, no, that's someone else's book. Like, I'd say you'd really feel kind of hurt by it, like.
She's eager.
Or determined. There was 6 of us took out of that classroom.
Mine, but that's it.
Well, the messing and everything that went on in that class. And when I went in to 5th class, I went in with this attitude. I don't have to do this. I'm not after doing it last year, and I'm not going to do it this year. Then 6th class, I done 4 or 5 months in 1st year and finished school. My school days were ended.
Goodbye, Tarek.
It's before you. So we have big.
Okay, Denise. You lost what just without you sometimes, it may help me. And I've got homework and all myself.
Yeah.
Alanis one evening was doing her homework here at the table, and she said, Auntie, what's that word? And I remember coming over and looking at the copy, and I said to myself, I don't know this word. So I'm looking, and I said, Alanis, I don't know. She looked up at me as if to say, you don't know? I was embarrassed, but the way she looked at me as if to say, look at you, Auntie, what's wrong with you, the age, and you can't spell that word. Hangar 6 shambles is just the latest in a long line of job disasters. Polar opposites brought together to secure an outcome in the best interests of a community. I'd never picked up a paper or a book, or never even thought I could read a book. Myself, I think that was down to school and me leaving school at an early age. What's that, lad? Development.
Correct, I think?
All here.
Okay. We're going to do what we've been working on last week. So you remember what we were doing last week? Yeah. We were looking at the internet. This week we are going to give you a worksheet, and we want you to kind of work as independently as you can. Basically, web addresses and navigating the website, clicking on links. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're feeling okay about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get started.
When I decided I'd want to do something about the difficulty that I had, I'd be passing Dublin Adult Learning Centre nearly every day because it's only 5 minutes away. So we were talking about it one day, me and Denise coming up over Mountjoy Square, and she said to me when we got there, go in now.
The real world is a very literate world. You know, if you think about from the time you get up in the morning, from texting to getting on a bus to reading letters. So we do prepare people by improving their reading and writing skills that enables them to participate fully in the literate world that we live in.
Okay, so basically what you do, you just type Australian Embassy Dublin.
Okay.
And then look for whatever website and open the website then, and you might find the address there.
That's great, thanks.
So you're just typing it in here. Okay.
I suppose for me, working in Dalk, it's not a surprise, but it is shocking that somebody, when there was free second level, would have to leave school and work. But in the inner city, Anita's very typical of her age group in the inner city who did leave school and did go to work.
In the 1980s, there was a vast amount of manual labour that needed little or no literacy or numeracy skills. Sewing factories provided employment for many of the women in the north inner city area.
I'd say there would have been women's lives would have been completely different. But sewing factories were so handy jobs to get.
Yeah, yeah.
Like women, like even Kathleen's age, a lot of women would say, my own ma worked at sewing years ago.
Yeah, everybody did.
You know what I mean? Because they were so easy jobs, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Like, and I would say there is a lot of people from the inner city that was in the rut that we were in.
Yeah.
Like, it was a rut.
Yeah.
And probably do regret today and say, if I wasn't in a stone factory for X amount of years, my life would be different.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
My ma wouldn't have been the kind of person to let us lie in the bed. That was the kind of person she was. And I used to say to her, Ma, if I got a job, could I leave school? If you get one, she'd say.
Hi, how are you?
How's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
This will bring back memories to you here. What?
I will indeed.
You know, we had 31 to 40 women. You know?
Unbelievable.
God, a hell of a lot of them have died since.
Yeah. Sure, I was the baby.
You were only, what, 5?
I was 12. 12 starting here, 12.
It must have been before my time.
I was about 15 when you took over, 16.
Oh my God.
Even though I worked, I was still a child. I went to work at 12.
When she started, she was the youngest here.
Yeah.
And I mean, even to the day we stopped manufacturing, which was, I think it was in 1996, she was still the youngest. She was still the youngest here, and she had something like, I think, 10 years, was it 8 or 10 years behind her when we stopped manufacturing.
I used to work here, along here on a table. This is where the garment would come right around and be finished. There'd be baskets of work all here for women to get up and get their bundles of work. But coming up the stairs, I did kind of say to myself, oh God. Like, the mornings I'd be flying up them stairs and you'd be flying up and down with work, and like, it did bring back memories now, I suppose. There was years here, years. I suppose my childhood days would have ended. That would be like Alana's leaving school next year, which you wouldn't want for her. I remember coming home and Mum asked me, did I like her? I said, I do, I love her. Anything was better than school at that time. And I was only 12. My ma said, well, Anita, you'll stay in her. But if you don't come back home here and tell me in a month that you don't like that, it's back to school for you, girl.
The kind of jobs that were available in Ireland 15, 20 years ago, car assembly plants, gone. Construction work, gone. Sewing factories, gone. And all the jobs that are likely to come in the future will involve ability to use language, to use numbers, to use computers. And if we are having children and young people leave our education system without those skills, then we are consigning them to a lifetime of insecurity.
Oh, look at your chocolate face.